There you go. Oh, that's too fast, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. So anyway, what's up, fellas? How you guys doing today?
Doing all right. Yeah, it is hot as fuck. I got my AC on right now.
Me too.
Yeah,
Good thing I can't hear you.
I couldn't take it no more. I was like, all right, put the AC in. I can't deal with this heat.
Yeah.
Fam, it was supposed to be like 86 degrees today for Jersey in early May. That's kind of crazy. Like, I don't even understand, like, the weather. It goes from
like that.
cold to super warm. Like, it's just not fun sometimes.
But that warm weather is here to stay because I think the lowest we got the next like 3 weeks is like Friday, and then it's back up to like 70s. Like all
yeah, but I think Friday was supposed to be like what, 58 degrees?
Yeah, something like that.
Like it was supposed to be like dirt low, like low of like 46 or something crazy. Like, so anyway, I'm sure that you guys probably have looked over, you know, the things that I've researched up today. Mm-hmm.
Little bit.
Huh?
It's a little bit.
I wanted Blicky here for some, you know, comic relief or whatever, but you know, I don't know if he's going to be able to show up from the old Western County that he's been sitting in for the past few days. No, I'm kidding. He just can't make it because he has other obligations that he has to take. Anyway, I guess what we'll do is we'll actually go through our introduction now. So I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us here on Start Button Live. And obviously, as you may already know, if you tune in now or if you tuned in ever before, I'm your host, King Anarchy. Here with us, we have, you know, Mr. Hustle Simmons. We have our regular special guest, Mr. Rygen X.
What's going on?
And of course, you know, we got our technical genius, Mr. Loon, Lil Loon 89. So anyway, this is Start Button Live. This is a safe haven for geeks, nerds, weebs, dweebs, blurs, and gamers. And so I want to start today off because we've mentioned geeks, weebs, nerds, dweebs, blurs. Question of the day.
What was that?
I have no idea. But anyway, I have a question of the day. And my question of the day may be a little biased. So, as we all know, one of the things that I've been doing as of the last few months is playing card games. And in card games, you know, you collect cards and things of that nature. There are people who collect, there are people who play. One of the things that I enjoy the most in playing these card games is deck building. I thoroughly enjoy being able to theory craft and build from just a pool of what's available. Some of the things that I've been seeing, though, it makes me feel a tad bit uncomfortable. I'll get into that after I ask the question. What is the deal with games and waifus? Like this whole term waifu and like gamers. Like is there like a game or a show or, you know, anything that you guys have ever just watched just because of the waifu effect?
Not since I was like a teenager. To be honest with you.
I mean, to be honest, I picked Chun-Li for a reason. Street Fighter 2. I'm just saying.
But you said Street Fighter 2, which means that was like
you were a kid
a long time ago.
That was an awakening.
That's what I'm saying. Like we were kids though, so that like makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. Like recently, you would think. I think the waifu kind of really took off with like Tenchi Muyo because that was really the first big. Well, actually, let me go back. Ranma 1/2 and then Tenchi Muyo. That jumped off the whole harem anime thing, and that's where the waifus really start coming in.
I love Tenchi Muyo though. Too bad you can't find that show.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I think and then it just like bled out into every other part of pop culture, like whether that being in comics, video games, like anything like that.
I think it happened when ecchi anime started to really take off. That's why I took a step back from anime. Like, yeah, I'm older now. Step back a little bit.
I like ecchi anime just in general. Like, I like harem anime. I like ecchi anime, but I won't watch it for the waifu. I watch it for the plot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
The plot, you say. The plot, you say. The story and the linking.
Yeah, the plot is
legitimately though. I do kind of get into like the plot. It's a weird thing. Don't ask.
Gotcha.
It's really weird because like I be looking and I be like, huh. But this story go hard though. Like for instance, you watch something like High School DxD. We all know what you're watching High School DxD for. But
High School DxD or High School of the Dead?
No, High School DxD. I know what to say.
High School of the Dead was so egregious with this shit too. It's like,
well, that creator was a legitimate like hentai artist, so like that's what you knew. She was
yeah, true. With the fucking ridiculous titty physics.
High School of the Dead.
You gotta do some research for future
You
episodes.
have not seen. Oh my god! I gotta give him the clip.
Oh, the sniper bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw the sniper bullet joint. I saw High School of the Dead actually.
I'm like,
it's just like it wasn't High School DxD.
I think the waifu thing works for people who not works, but I think the popularity is because I was gonna say, can I even say it's people who were like teenagers anymore? I don't even think. I really don't. Because here's the thing, I would think the people that it's targeted towards, right, which would be like teenage boys, they're not playing that type of shit. They're playing like Fortnite.
Well, all right. What's that game that just came out? Stellar Blade, right? We just talked about this like last week and how people were complaining about the censorship of Stellar Blade. Who do you think complained about the censorship of Stellar Blade? I bet you it wasn't a 16-year-old boy.
No, it was guys our age and older.
Right.
I've seen 50-year-old men complain about it. I'm like, yo, don't you got a wife and like kids?
Like, yeah, but I want to look at Stellar Blade though.
How many of us have not actually played Nier Automata?
I played Nier Automata. I mean, have not.
All right. How many of us have not moved that camera around in Nier Automata?
I mean, you gotta get the achievement for it though.
Correct. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we all know about the achievement in Nier Automata. Like, we do things, but you know, we're not gonna complain about it either. Like, if
the sad thing is, you didn't hear not one person talk about us complaining about the costume. That was complaining about the censorship of costumes and stuff. Like, you didn't hear not one person talk about the gameplay at all. Not one person talked about the shit. It's just like
I've never actually seen Stellar Blade in order for me to determine whether I wanted it because
I played the demo.
Oh,
the gameplay is fucking solid. It's basically okay. It's like if you mix. It's like a mix of Dark Souls.
Nope.
With like,
one.
Wait, no.
Wouldn't a better comparison be Sekiro?
Yeah, I guess because it's more parry heavy. Yeah, Sekiro. Yeah, it's more parry heavy like Sekiro. Yeah. But I feel like it's more combo heavy than Sekiro. It's like a mix of Devil May Cry and Sekiro a little bit. Don't you feel like that? Like it's that, Eric?
I didn't play it yet. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I played the demo, so.
Got so much other shit I'm playing. I
was like, yo, the gameplay is actually pretty fun. It's pretty solid. All right, cool. Ain't nobody say not a damn thing about the gameplay. I was like, all right, I guess we just not gonna mention it's an actually solid playing game.
So it's not clunky. It performed well. Frame rate's good.
The only thing I didn't like was there's this one specific like teleport dash counter where it felt like the timing was like really small. Like the timing window was like really thin on that. But other than that, game felt pretty solid. And it sucks that no one talks about that at all. It's like, costume. I'm like, all right.
But the breast is
yeah, titties. Oh. Gotta be more about the titties. Like, bruh, come on. I get it, but like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not. That's not like you can't get it anywhere. I mean, like, come on.
But yeah, going back to the waifu topic, yeah, I feel like the waifu thing in general is very centralized around like people our age, maybe a little younger, and people older. Because like you were saying, like people ain't playing Fortnite looking for that. They're just trying to get whatever the season bonuses are, whatever their crazy moves, like how they just add the avatar nonsense. They just hop on for that. Whatever new skins. But yeah, it seems like it's our generation that focuses on that waifu thing. Like I think it's like the people in Japan. It's our generation in Japan buying the crazy ass body pillows and whatnot. We all know about them body pillows. Ain't no 12-year-olds buying them.
Right?
It's like,
and if the 12-year-olds are buying them, I'm concerned.
exactly.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
A little early.
Like, what's little Kenji doing? He's going up to his room with his new pillow he bought.
Mom, I really need it, okay?
Mom!
Maybe.
Mom! Sheesh! I told you I wanted this.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
You didn't give me the limited edition waifu pillow, Mom.
I'm going to the store.
It's for my
I need your
kids.
wallet, Mom.
I was just thinking a scary movie. I told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
I told you I was taking a nap. Jeez.
Clean
Hey,
my
Pop,
room.
you walked into a conversation about geeks, dweebs, nerds, weebs, and waifus,
Vacuum.
gamers, and waifus. What is the waifu effect? No, you can't peace out now. No. You here now.
Mister, I collect every waifu cup from Gamer Subs. Don't, you ain't walking out on shit.
Damn, call it out. Just,
I just called you out. Yeah, that's right.
just scream a social security number out too. Why don't you? Damn.
Yeah, that's right. He the one that lets me know when they about to drop.
Like, yo, you see that new
Wait,
cup?
y'all got a
Nah.
calendar?
Okay, so
You don't get
Gamer
the automatic.
no,
You don't get the Facebook event notifications ready to pop up.
I don't.
No.
See, look, he says now I haven't collected since season 2. What
Why are there seasons?
seasons?
There are legit seasons for the waifu cups from Gamer Subs.
Except for the hoodie.
Okay,
Oh my god.
I can actually
Disgusting. When's
show
that?
you.
When's that 2B1 dropping?
I can actually show you guys why this is a topic for me. So again, the One Piece card game.
Mm-hmm.
There is a new set that just came out last week, Friday. I got one box. You know, that's all I need. And so, but there are 2 chase cards. One of them is a manga chopper. That is a $680 card right now, right? The other one is an alt art of a card, which is the secret rare, and it goes for about $140. I ended up not getting the manga chopper, but I did end up pulling the alt art of the secret rare.
Mhm.
Now, allow me to explain, because I'm also in, Discords or whatever. So I was actually watching a conversation in Discord. And so if you've ever watched One Piece, you'll know that there's a homie who was really a homie. And when I say that they're really a homie, his name is Mr. Number 2, Bon Clay. The homie, sacrificed himself for Luffy so that Luffy could get out of jail. Like, literally the definition of I will die for you, my brother. Like, they formed a brotherhood. They formed a bond. Now, Mr. Bon Clay, when you first see him, he dresses in like a tutu and has like flamingos or swans on his feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to fight. He ends up in jail. That's Luffy breaks into jail to try to save his brother. Blah, blah, blah. Whole story. Anyway, so the story is that in this set that just came out recently, it's a half set, but the secret rare is Mr. Number 2, Bon Clay, in his jail suit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So him in his jail suit being the homie. Okay. Now, Mr. Number 2's ability is that he can shapeshift. He can change into other people. So the alt art is actually Mr. Number 2 shapeshifted into Nami. So conversations that I saw were like, oh my god, I need that Bon Clay alt, heart eyes.
What price we talk?
That's still a dude, you know that, right? Like, oh my god, but that's waifu, or oh my god, it's a Nami card. And like literally the
It's not
difference
Nami.
between these two cards, besides the fact that one looks like Nami, this one was $150. This one was $30. The waifu effect.
I call it the titty.
Oh yeah, it is.
100%. Yeah, like that. People are, like, and I'm assuming no. Are there any other Nami cards that go for that?
There are
That
tons
price?
of Nami cards.
No, I'm saying that go for that price, like the one.
Yes.
Okay.
Usually more. Usually more. I could go on TCG Player right now, type in Nami, and show you the prices.
Is that more just
Dudes
I
be
guess,
perfect.
Yeah, dudes being perfect. 'Cause, like,
Basically.
that would go over all.
Probably
wouldn't it?
because, like,
Yeah.
the same thing for Yamato. Yamato is considered in the show Kaido's son.
Oh, that's some train. That's some, yeah.
They've always talked about Yamato as being Kaido's son.
Yeah.
But Yamato is a big, voluptuous, shapely person, you know, who was born a female. But she's always been told that that's Kaido's son. So we acknowledge that, and Yamato themselves actually says, I am Kozuki Oden. Like I'm the reborn of Kozuki Oden. It's basically the ruler of that land that you met Yamato in. So they want to be recognized as Kozuki Oden, which was a male. So at this point, Yamato is a male, as they want to be recognized. Oh, Yamato, hard eyes. So y'all are actually
Listen.
that. Y'all don't care about.
See, this is
Y'all don't care about.
This is getting into
semantics.
Yeah, like this is getting
into weird territory because we're going to the whole. Let's get into the whole gender sex thing.
But
Because,
again,
Yamato
One Piece is a very fluid anime,
yes,
and so the card game follows along with that fluidity. You know, usually like the stuff in the cards directly kind of translates from how things happen in the anime. Like if a card has an ability, it's usually based off an ability that they used in the show.
But what you're saying is, basically usually sexy, feminine presenting characters tend to sell more than masculine presenting characters. Which, yeah, that's
Very often.
Sex
I mean,
sells.
there are a few
cards cost more than the male card.
Again,
like that,
there are a few.
because sex sells.
There
That's it.
are a few masculine, you know, male cards, masculine.
Like
feminine
Luffy,
cards.
yeah,
Yeah. Like I mean,
because he's the main character. It's like a Goku card selling.
there are some other ones. There are some other ones, but those cards usually have super high playability. Okay, so when I say super high playability, like there's a card that's like a base card that wasn't even a like a secret rare or anything like that was going for $45-$50 at one point per card, and that's just for the base. It's one of the admirals, but that's because the card is super good. So like the alt art of the card was like $150 because, and now they have champion versions of the card and things like that you can actually probably like if you win like at a tournament like a regional or something like that,
Yeah,
which means that you got to place top 32 or top 16, something like that. So the champion cards or you got to win it all, which means that you're only going to get maybe 20-30 champion cards ever. And those go for like thousands of dollars, which obviously is reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a rarity effect. So I understand the rarity effect. I just don't understand. Like, sure, I'm gonna be straight up funky with you. I like titties just as much as the next guy, if not more.
We just outright.
I mean,
I mean,
Straight
yeah,
up.
I get,
nice
I
shut
feel you.
in. It's appreciated.
Straight up.
Straight up.
I don't think that I could ask any one of y'all if y'all like titties, and somebody says no.
I mean, what kind of titties?
if you don't, that's fine too.
Not judging, but you cannot put titties on a rock and expect me to stare at it.
But you can expect people to stare at it.
There's
You might not look
be
at
some people. There's gonna be some rock titty stares.
It's gonna be,
Yeah,
There's
and people
it's-
offering to see the
there's
rock
gonna-
with titties.
It's gonna be some
It'll be
rock
on
titty
some of
stairs.
those. Some, like the
One person is gonna offer to buy the rock with titties.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no.
I feel like that quote is that needs to be on shirt. But hey, man, sometimes it can be some rock titty stairs, man. Like,
Oh,
life
God.
is life.
And people will buy it. I guarantee that.
I'm looking at society like it's like up here. No,
It really ain't.
Is this the commentary on society now?
We ain't that advanced.
One man stares at rock titties, another man doesn't stare at rock titties. This is where we are in society now.
It's like you would think flying cars curing all diseases. No.
Rock titties.
Rock titties and waifu titties.
Waifu rock.
That's
It's a
where we
statue.
are in society now.
which is crazy as you said. But yeah, a statue with titties in the middle of people
Yeah, it's
look at it.
different when it's a statue because it's actually made in the mold of a
A
person.
fucking
Oh,
great
my.
piece of rock. with
If
titties,
I
people
took
gonna
a
look at
stone, a boulder, just
Yeah.
a big giant round boulder,
it. Yes.
and just put titties on it.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying?
It was
So
so-
what you're
Call it
saying is?
art.
So what you're saying is that Boulder got rock hard titties?
Basically,
But
yeah.
What a joke.
People would
I'm
still
I mean,
people would still look at it.
I would walk around
It
with
was
it for the memes, but I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, look at my rock. You see his titties?"
Bro, have you not seen?
Yo,
People-
we can bring back the pet rock. But it's
I
just pet rock titties.
guarantee you right now, if you were to
That
go
would
look up
be
Rule 34 of just a rock
titties.
with titties, someone drew it. Guarantee that.
Someone will
I
buy
guarantee
it.
it.
Of course,
Somebody
Oh,
will buy
Rule
it.
34.
you could
And there's a couple
Google.
people who are into it.
You could Google rocks with titties, and I bet
There's a
guarantee
dude
you'll
that
find
has sex with his car. There's legitimately his, like, real life fucking wheels,
You
all
watched
that car.
it. You watched it.
No,
Okay.
it was on TLC.
Okay.
My Strange
No,
Addiction.
my strange addiction.
My
Oh
Strange
my
Addiction.
God.
He literally does his car.
Next time somebody asks you that, say the answer real fast, but it took a long time to do that.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's wild.
Yeah, they're wild in these streets.
It's crazy out here.
OnlyFans? A rock with titties.
Only
with-
cars.
On OnlyFans?
Only
Well,
rocks and
well,
only cars, bro. Don't make y'all. I wonder how much money you can make if you start a site called Only Cars. It's just for car fetishes.
It might be on.
I'm curious on Google.
I'm scared
There's
to
already only cars, but
Google
it's not.
that.
It is not for that.
What? Only cars?
It's an Australian car buying site.
Really? Oh. See.
See, this
You
is
gotta
what I
type
did.
ONLIICARZ.
Ah, I got you.
Only car.
I swear
Got
to goodness,
you.
if that is actually a real site that pulls up something crazy, I quit because I made that up.
How'd you spell that again?
ONLIICARZ.
Look,
Okay, that's not a thing. I was waiting for Google to pop up. I got concerned because Google was taking a second to load. I'm like, get out of here. And no,
there's people,
that
yo,
is
there's
not a
people
site,
who
look.
get off the
That is
plane.
not a site.
There's people who
Okay.
get off. Bro, there's
This
people who.
dude at my job, he has an OnlyFans site for his car.
What?
Yeah. It's
I mean,
he got
okay.
the shit, window.
Ain't no okay.
Letters on. Yeah.
Like,
Ain't
to
no
be
okay.
fair, it is not originally marketed as a porn site, but it just happens to work out that it's pretty beneficial to be posting that on there. And now, because for a while the makers of it were just like, we're not the type of site.
No,
we're not the type of site.
no.
It's like, bro, don't nobody go to y'all for nothing else. Come on now.
Not in the beginning.
Come on.
Because I remember that shit. Not in the beginning when everybody went over there, started making porn and shit. They were making money, and then when them advertisers tried to come over there, and they were like, "We ain't giving you any ad money." Now
No, it was Visa.
It
was Visa that was.
Visa?
That was
It was somebody trying to get somebody some money, and they wouldn't fuck with them, and they was like, "Oh, we condemn porn. We're gonna take it off." I'm sorry, porn. We made it past 10 minutes. Whatever.
Yeah, we're past 10 minutes.
I think we're past that.
Yeah. Remember that shit? Because I was thinking about making a Patreon. Just doing not that wild stuff, camera stuff. Looking at camera.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like,
Yes, they use cameras on there.
that's a weird segue, bro.
No, it was. Yeah.
I mean, I was
I'm
talking.
not gonna judge you.
I was talking to Blicky earlier, and I know Sark's not here to be able to defend himself, but he literally said, "I'm about to start selling feet pics." So,
Hey, man.
Hey man,
Somebody buy them.
all it
Feetfinder.com.
takes is one subscriber, and you got $50 or $10 or $20, however much every month, however much you charge.
But you gotta think about, say your expenses, because you gotta, get your feet together.
Gotta get that moisturizer for your feet.
Yeah,
I'm about to say that.
Can't be looking scuzzy out there.
Pedicures
weekly.
Yeah, that does add up though.
Yeah, $50 ain't gonna cut.
Hey, you write that off in your taxes.
I'm just saying, if you got one
Business
subscriber,
expense.
and that's what you get, like that's what you get. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. So,
You know what? Let me shut up.
I know APOC didn't say he's thinking about starting up a feet finder. You really
you
think
have to
about
do-
doing that?
We're trying to do
On
reverse
Sunday.
Google image search with feet. What are you doing?
No, it's literally a website called Feet Finder. Basically, people buy feet pics from you off that.
Like, you get a schedule, like Sunday. You will get your manicure and pedicure.
Can you get filters? It's like
Yeah,
I wonder if it goes by like
some slightly longer toenails to look at. Like
yeah. Give me the shit in the bag.
I want. It's like black toenail polish, red toenail polish, pink toenail, white French
You know what
tip.
I'm saying? On Monday, you film all your content, and then Tuesday, you hit a little.
Walking down the beach with a digital camera. You just gonna take.
we going down a dangerous path. We go down a dangerous path with this.
APOC, you can't just. APOC, you can't just take a camera and take pictures of random people's feet and then sell them on Feet Finder.
See, you're going to jail.
I'm almost certain that's not legal to do.
Yeah, you're going to jail.
Just gonna go to the beach and just like
Click, 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 click. This is APOC. Click, click. What are you doing?
you take pictures of my feet. Nah, the sand.
Don't worry about sand. Wow, boy.
So I think I'm pretty sold on what the whole waifu effect is, and no, I hate feet. I'm sorry, but
Same.
like, I think I understand the whole waifu effect and why I guess people are into it, especially since rock titties is a thing now.
Yeah.
If you
I'm
sold
sorry
that,
to all of the
Etsy,
rocks.
you would make a lot of money. A lot. Like, just
I swear to goodness, if somebody starts selling rock titties and they don't pay me, I got a problem.
Crazy work.
You should have seen the reaction of like this statue that this dude carved of like it's supposed to be an art piece on basically like I guess plastic surgery or whatever. So he carved out like this thick statue with like supposedly a BBL and breast implants and had the scars and all that stuff. And people did not care. They were like, "Damn, she's thick."
Hustle.
It was a dude.
What?
He sculpted just like the titties.
No, he sculpted the full. It's like the full body, like full
No, I know what
body.
you're talking
All that.
Hustle.
Yo,
BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
That shit is a
Oh my
bomb.
lord.
Boy, these past couple weeks have been interesting. My God.
That shit
That
was
man said, "Shut up and go make beats."
He's like,
And
I
so
got
he
you.
made
He's like, I got you, fam.
He made a
BBL
fucking hit.
Drizzy.
Should have never said that. You should never said Mr. Call that something mixed Jones, nigga.
Didn't I send y'all the video on TikTok of Tim Henson playing BBL Drizzy on the guitar?
No.
Nah.
I did.
I need to.
You said
I
no,
need
I
to-
ain't said.
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
You should check your TikTok. I sent it today.
I gotta go check that.
I don't think you sent that to me. I'm calling shenanigans.
I don't know.
Richard,
I
shut
think
your ass up.
everybody just ignores messages when it comes from me.
Okay. Mhm.
No, I
He's
didn't
like,
know.
I know Metro was sitting there like, oh, so you want to
I
hire
ain't, get
Mary
no
after me?
I ain't got no message from you since March 18th. You
March
don't,
I
share,
got it.
you don't share your
That's
TikToks, man.
crazy, bro.
Hold on, let me look.
I see
You
it.
got it, Lou?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I sent it to somebody here because I know I sent it. And I think that Hustle was one of the ones I sent it to.
This is 100% the case.
Let me see.
Is that, you actually still
Android.
have your phone notification sounds on?
I need to turn that off for recording.
He got D&D shamed.
I mean, in general, who does that?
You don't turn yours on?
No, it vibrates. That's all I need.
That makes sense.
That man got D&D shamed. Anyway, now I got a big question for everybody. We're gonna move into our actual show tonight since we didn't diverted off of the topic for so long. I actually wanted to take a minute to talk about open world games because, like I said, Stellar Blade just came out. But over the past few years, we've seen like a large influx of games being labeled as open world games. Like back in the day, you know, your games were on rails, they were very linear. Now your games are being advertised as open world pretty much all the time. Like more or less, it almost feels like open world is a selling point and kind of what is supposed to attract people to it. Now, this goes for action adventure games. This goes for, you know, RPGs. All of a sudden now we have open world fighting games. Street Fighter 6, yes. Open world fighting games, like sooner or later, like it's gonna be like, oh, we'll just put everything in an open world. So now I want to start with a question like this. We know that there's tons of open world games, but do you guys feel like you've played a game recently or in the past that was open world that probably didn't need to be open world?
Oh God.
Oh, damn, that's a question.
I feel
That was
like I already got one. Like I feel like Assassin's Creed took a lot of steps back when they went open world. Now, granted, I liked
yeah.
Odyssey just because I'm a Greek mythology nut.
But they were all
I
open
liked it.
world, technically.
They were,
was
but at
sad.
least
They just weren't as
first,
vast.
the first three were at least like controlled environments.
Yeah, they were
you could-
open
You could
city,
travel
I guess.
around, but it was like as soon as we got to Origins, that's when it like started going crazy. It's like, oh, this is now like a Skyrim, or this is like a Fallout.
Yeah.
Like
Before then, it was only open to get from point A to point B. That was
yeah, or even like the first Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
like you finished a city, you went to the next city. Like you would go back
Yep.
to the other old
Those
cities you
are
went
not
to
open
collect
world.
flags and whatnot. But
it was kind of linear though. The first couple, minus Black Flag, because Black
Yeah.
Flag.
Well, I mean, but the thing was that you could actually, like, even though you had a thing that you had to do, like, you could run around the city and just do whatever. But, like, I'm talking about, like, the kind of on-rail story, like, you know what I'm saying, A to B. Like, ain't no C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K in the middle. Like, just A to B.
Open world game it didn't need to be. God, I'm trying to think.
I'm about to say, like Roger said, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Especially Valhalla.
that's a good example of that.
Valhalla's needed
A lot less.
story.
actually, I would say
Like,
another
that
one.
wouldn't it.
I got maybe a hot take one, even though I love this game. I don't think Ghost of Tsushima need to be open world.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a
But-
fantastic game, but it
We-
didn't need to be open world.
The open worldness is why I didn't finish it.
I don't know, because if you didn't have the open worldness,
You could
couldn't practice those
it, you could have
moves.
missions.
Yeah. Yes.
But I mean, like, yeah, missions. Like, it doesn't. Even if it wasn't open world, it doesn't really change or affect the story so much, right?
Yeah, and even I think it lets you replay missions too if you wanted
Mm-hmm.
to. So it's like,
It's just,
so you could have got practice on stuff you want to. Like when I say I don't mean the world, like I would be fine with like let's say you unlock different parts of the island that were kind of like a first like 2-3 Assassin's Creed games where you unlock other areas, but you could go back and do stuff, but it didn't need to be this all interconnected world realistically. Like,
So
I mean, I'm sticking with that. Like, even though I love that game, I plant the DLC. It was like it didn't need it, is what I'm saying.
I agree.
but what game do need open world? Like,
I was gonna say another one. Although, wait, no.
I would say your Elder Scrolls and your Fallouts should be open world. For that,
GTA has to be open world.
why?
Until you get to your Starfields where they go from open world to open universe.
but the thing is that was just padding. There was rarely like I need to play more Starfield, honestly, just so I can have a more formulated opinion on it. But a lot of streams I was like, yeah, you can explore space and shit like that, but it was like you got the planets, mad planets were empty. So it's just like you just waste your Time going down there, and it's just like, okay. So you just add this shit in here just for the hell of it. It's like, yeah,
Starfield should have condensed their universe down to like
10 planets,
4 planets, 10 planets, 5 planets, whatever, like a small specific number of planets, and then
you can add more. Yep.
Detail the hell out those planets. So it feels like living, breathing worlds that are going on that I'm exploring. I don't mind that, like, it's.
That's
I guess
why Outer Worlds felt like a more fluid space exploration RPG in that same vein as Fallout. Like,
yeah, Mass Effect does it.
Yeah, I think Outer Worlds before the DLC, you had 7 or 8 planets, but all those planets were like unique, different, had different side quests and different things to find and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's the same thing with Mass Effect. I'll even, as much as I dislike the game, Borderlands 3, because they opened up with multiple planets too, but like they all were completely different from each other and they were all fully detailed.
Okay, I got a question. Ghost of Tsushima, right? The open world, did it immerse you in the world more? You would need it, right?
In some parts, but after a certain point in the game, it got tedious. That's the problem with a lot of open world games like that. Like yeah, there's fast travel stuff like that, but like Ghost of Tsushima is a beautiful game. I love running, like flowing with the wind, never like just chilling around with music. Like there was times I just like explored, looking for the flags, like katana, like the sheaths for your katanas, everything like that, or like different bow skins. It's like it's cool finding all that stuff, but I still like, did it need all of that to still be a good game?
And one of the things too about open world.
Oh, go ahead.
And one of the things too about like open world games is you have to make a travel system good. Like you have to have a way that traveling actually feels good and fast in that as well. Like it works. Like I don't mind GTA being open world because you have cars, you have planes, you have helicopters. So getting from point A to point B is very fast. Or exploring is not a chore.
In between your travel.
Or your Spider-Man games. Like obviously you're gonna miss Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So that would be an opinion.
All right, so those are open world games that you feel. Well, anything you feel is an opinion, but so those are games that you feel would do well with having an open world. Now, I'll give another example. Since more games are becoming open world, like does the concept of an open world actually create an appeal, or does it make you kind of like pass on it? Like, are gamers getting tired of open world?
Now,
depends. Well,
I don't think gamers are getting rid of open world because obviously games like Elder Scrolls and Fallout sell so much. I mean,
those are like the originators. That's like saying League is going nowhere because.
But look at the popularity boom at Elden Ring compared to the other Dark Souls games.
True. All right, so let me ask a question. Did Zelda need to be open world?
No.
No, not really.
Did it add anything to it? Because to me, it felt like the only thing that it added was the ability for me not to want to finish it.
Zelda going open world, because Hustle gonna test. Like I finished Breath of the Wild, but the game was a shorter playthrough. Tears of the Kingdom made some improvements, but still, it's like
still a short.
It don't need to be like all this shit. Don't need to be here, man. Like it's so fun, but like that's the thing. It's like these aren't mutually exclusive. Like both things would be true. Like, hey, this game could still be fun as hell, but some shit can still be mad tedious to play in the game at the same time. It's like I can still have fun, but in the back of my brain, I was like, damn, it's kind of annoying. Like some parts of Tears of the Kingdom where it's just like, the building system's cool, but it's like I don't want to build a giant tank to cross this lake to go to the dungeon, and it's like, but like it's like I said, it's fun, but it's just like, is there a way to skip this? And obviously there are.
There is a way to skip it.
Yeah, if you're a speedrunner and know all the crazy glitches, you can just tell.
Oh no, I was just saying you could call BBL Drizzy.
Like Redfall didn't need to be open world either.
Well, that was studio interference. Well, publisher interference, I should say.
Well, yeah. Well, they're on the.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, but like another one that.
But like legitimately, all right. For example, so Zelda, like Tears of the Kingdom, like I probably played more than I played Breath of the Wild, but and I enjoyed both of them. It's just there was Breath of the Wild really turned me off because they had the weapon destruction. Tears of the Kingdom turned me off because not every game has to be Dark Souls. And I'll explain. Because I was playing Tears of the Kingdom and going through it, doing my thing. I went in some cave and I found some hands, coming out of the ground. And I was like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm not even going to fight them because I know what happens when I kill the hands. That was a big thing. So I'm just exploring the world, get past certain bosses and things like that. And then all of a sudden, day turns into night, night turns into day, on and on, cycle goes through. And then the moon is red all of a sudden. And all of the enemies that I killed are back.
The blood moon.
Like,
Zelda.
I understand, having, like the little trash mobs and stuff respawn on a timer or something every so often, but everything I killed is back now.
Yep.
At what point do I feel like I've made progress?
You don't.
That's the fun part. You don't.
That's the neat part. You don't.
Okay. I have a pair of nuts on my body, right?
Pause, man.
If I punch them, they hurt.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
I mean, unless you got nerve damage, but yeah.
Right.
Or paralyzed.
So when they're not hurting anymore.
So if you were paralyzed below the knee, well, not below the waist, you got hit in the nuts, you wouldn't be able to feel it?
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to.
If you're fully paralyzed below the waist, yeah, you would not feel it.
So okay, we go.
Yeah, it's like if you're paralyzed below the waist, you can't.
I thought that. No, what? Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Where are we going with this?
Yeah, right.
But my point was, if I hit them, they hurt. When they stop hurting, I'm not going to hit them again.
So you're saying Tears of the Kingdom?
Why would I want that in my video games?
True. Because of the chance that you could win.
Because that serotonin, man. Once you get past that.
Look, I started playing a
but
lot
I
of
beat it the
roguelikes.
first time. Why do I need to do it again?
Look, I started playing a lot of roguelikes, which the risk of you dying means you go all the way back to the fucking beginning.
Roguelite is different. Roguelite is completely different because what you're doing is you're signing up for a game in which you're going to go through the world, and you know that if you fail, you're going to have to do it again, and it's going to change. Things are going to be in different places.
Be better.
The experience is going to be different. The loot is going to be different. Everything is going to change. But you're going into that game knowing that.
Yeah.
One doesn't go into Tears of the Kingdom knowing that after a blood moon, everything, including bosses and stuff, are respawning.
True.
All right. So would you pass on a game because it was linear versus open world?
No.
Depends on the story. No.
Depends on the story. So open
Well,
world.
if the story's good, I don't really care either way, linear or open world.
Like if it's a fresh game I've never played, it honestly depends how it looks, like with trailer wise. But like, these days I feel like, besides we've had how many open world games come in the past couple months? We had Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yep.
Are you talking about this year?
I'm just talking about like the past few months. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2.
Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade's not really an open world.
I don't think it's open world.
It's like
It's a stage game.
it's pseudo like Dark Souls, Dark Side.
Yeah, like sections
Yeah, sections of the game you unlock, something like that.
that are isolated from each other.
I mean, what's the next open world game we got coming out? Monster Hunter Wilds?
That's next year. It's got to be something before that.
Monster Hunter Wilds and GTA 6.
Those are both next year.
Next year.
There's-
Yeah.
I can assure you there's probably something before then.
About whenever. Wait, no, we didn't got a release date for that, do we?
No,
And the question of the day was, what game is open world that should have been?
that should
More
not
linear.
have been open world. We got
Oh,
Black.
Halo Infinite.
Oh yeah, Halo Infinite.
yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, no, yeah, it being open world.
That game was so lackluster, I forgot about it.
All right,
I'm
all
trying to
right,
finish it.
all right. Star Wars Outlaws is going to be open world.
That makes sense.
But
Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl.
Does it?
Black Myth Wukong.
Stalker was the first Stalker. was
Terminator
open world.
Survivors. These are just ones. These are just a couple.
In Star Wars, it can be hit or miss. Like, it kind of depends on the story and the gameplay.
Oh yeah, true.
It depends on the franchise. Like open world, if done right, lends itself well to Star Wars. Like exploring planets, finding hidden stuff. Like even Jedi Survivor, it's not open world. You go to different planets, but when you get to the main planets, it's pretty big. But it's more Metroidvania, Dark Soulsy because you get abilities, unlock different areas, and go.
I gotta
to.
install that now.
So you gotta do a lot of backtracking. Yeah, they put it on Game Pass, so you don't gotta buy it now.
Yeah, but Halo Infinite, yeah, you're right. It served. What was? No, first off, no one asked for it to be open world. No, none of us did. No one asked for it to be open world, and it served.
And they didn't even drop it. They didn't even show it to be open world till like a few months before that game came out.
Yeah,
So,
and it
had
served
no
no
idea.
purpose.
You know what could have done about you know what could have done without being open world and probably still would have been just as impactful as it was?
What?
Hogwarts Legacy.
Probably yeah.
Mm,
That could have
I don't
been
know.
that could have been point A to point B. You go through the story, you play the story, and still experience it. You know what actually drives me to stop playing open world games? Side missions.
Unless the side missions are actually well thought out and good.
It stops me from playing because what ends up happening is I turn a game on, I start playing, I start exploring, I start wandering, I play a side mission, and then like all of a sudden 6 hours goes by and I'm still on the same main quest that I've been on because I done got caught up in 62 side missions and got lost and blah blah blah. Like I might have a little bit of a bout of ADHD or something. I don't know.
I feel like side
That's a
missions are
personal
way
problem.
better though.
It depends on the game. A lot of games just have way too much side mission fluff that it's like I don't care. Like even Cyberpunk kind of falls with it. Like a lot of Cyberpunk side missions are fun as shit, but then there's also a lot of them like that. Why I waste? You can't tell me you didn't do some side missions. Like why I waste my time doing that damn side mission?
I'm trying to think of which ones I didn't like.
yeah.
They're very. It's
The one
very
with the-
very. If there's side missions in Cyberpunk that I didn't like, they're very very few and far between.
The one,
It's one of the few
Where
games
the-
that does it right.
the dudes,
Whereas,
were vibrating.
yeah, that one could have been thrown
useless,
out.
and I really,
Honestly, and the preacher one was like, it was okay. Those two were like, but for the most part, most of the side missions I actually enjoyed.
The big
The ones
side
in
missions-
Phantom Liberty are way better. They actually have big moral choices that change things.
But those side missions, the one like main side mission that had a storyline, was fucking useless.
So we're useless.
Yes, they were useless.
The ones that
The
don't
ones
have.
that, yeah, that don't have
Okay.
like a story
Yeah.
with it, it was just like, yeah, that
They're
like
much-
all of them.
They're much more impactful. Thankfully, that's something that they addressed in Phantom Liberty, where they made the side missions way more impactful with like moral choice, like gray choices, like morally gray choices and shit that actually do affect things. Like, let's say there's one where you had to infiltrate, I think like a taken over medical facility, and they give you a choice to kill one of two people, and depending on who you kill, drastically changes what happens from that point on.
I mean, I can name a couple key side missions that aren't interesting and don't have a good like outcome. The street racing ones in the OG Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Even the street brawls are like, it's just basically like, oh, I need to get enough dollars to build up, either get gorilla arms so I can actually like hurt these fucking people. But then there's no like interesting like ending to them.
Wait, in the street racing one, because I know one of the choices either gets you a car or it doesn't.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not like I can just buy. You buy better cars than the one you got at the end of that thing. Is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
And the hunted down the 7 psycho killers, because there was no like. The thing is, like, they're hyping up cyber psychosis in the game, and you fight these people, but then there's no like crazy like story
reward
or even
no,
like,
you do. Oh, they added that in though.
I'm saying OG Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
they fixed a lot of stuff. I'm saying like when you go and you finally it's like 20 of them you hunt down.
Yeah,
20 whatever you hunt down, but then it's just like, okay, kill, I got him. But that's what I mean. Like, they fixed a lot of stuff with 2.0 and Phantom Liberty, but like a lot of those missions like took so much time, and it was just like, cool, I got a gun that's not even better than my current gun.
Yeah.
Or I got a car that I'm not even going to drive. It's like, but like I said, but yeah,
Or
but those,
you get some.
Or how about
those
when they give you a gun, or you find a gun, and this gun talks, and you hand this gun back to its original owner or whatever, and you lose the gun.
You can keep it.
And when you get gun, when you get the gun back, it's wiped.
You talking about that Borderlands 2 one?
No, it's one in
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
Skippy.
Oh, that's right. But there was a mission like that in Borderlands 2 as well. You had the talking gun, and then
I remember that.
And it doesn't talk. Like, once you finish the game, like exact same thing. You finish it and then don't talk anymore. It's like,
I remember that. Yeah.
But
it don't talk.
That's
and it don't auto headshot no more.
But from a story point, that's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
What I'm saying about, because that's a main side story I was talking about earlier. Like some of those, I think it was some of those missions, those small side missions, you could definitely do without. But that one, it tells like a world story, the environment.
Yeah, that gives you more insight into like the development.
Gameplay.
Like,
yeah,
I feel like Watch Dogs Legions had way worse side stories. I think that is like
we don't talk about that franchise.
That's another one that didn't have to necessarily be open world.
They really didn't. 2 made sense because it's San Francisco, and I was fine with that. But the third Legion, I was like, oh.
You could have literally made Watchdog Legions and assigned a certain character for each piece of the story, not made an open world, and then did a mission-based style system, or something like how Siphon Filter used to be, or whatever the case. Like, you could have done something like that. Like, there are tons of ways, and I feel like part of me feels like open world is taken away from. I'm not gonna say it's taken away from some of the creativity, because you gotta be great in order to make these side.
It's all about how you do the world, though.
It's just that sometimes sometimes it's about how you do the world. Sometimes you have like gamers, like, for instance, I love a 100-hour game. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So it makes me feel like I can go back and play it forever, and I got my money's worth. And like they acknowledge that a good 100-hour game just kind of makes me feel like they acknowledge that I'm spending a certain amount of money and that it's a luxury and that this is supposed to entertain me for a long time. And so I feel like my dollars are appreciated. I feel appreciated.
But with that being,
I feel like I would be cheated out of $70 to go and buy a 10-hour game.
But what if the 10-hour game was really, really, really good? Like, I'm talking about phenomenal story, gameplay's on point, characters are great. Would you still feel that way?
Why you couldn't charge me 40?
Yeah, it depends how much you charge for it.
That's what I'm saying. I would feel cheated out of $70 for a 10-hour game. Period.
What if the 10-hour game also has like a lot of replayability too?
No, 10 hours shorter.
Because how many? All right,
that's crazy.
how many hours?
How
How many hours
ever
does it take
known
to
me
beat
to go
Last of Us
back
Part-
to anything?
But how many hours does it take to beat The Last of Us Part 1?
6, 7.
But that's a great story.
I
Great
played it for more
gameplay.
than 6 or 7 hours,
And
but
I've
I
at
didn't
least beat it like 5 times.
I didn't beat it.
Really?
Really.
Okay, we not talking about tone, but people will pay
That's
$7
crazy.
for 10, 15-hour game.
I think it depends on
I'm
the
just
game.
saying, like,
That's
I,
what I'm saying.
I understand what he's saying when you feel
Part One
cheated.
really, like, The Last of Us Part 1 took more time because you was over there creeping and slouching and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stopped playing it after the game started going into horror game territory. Like, it wasn't really in horror game territory towards the beginning, but once I got to that school, I'm good.
What the nerve? But
What? You didn't know The Last of Us was a horror game?
I didn't say that.
no, that was
He said once
That
it
was
got
different.
certain elements, he was not a fan.
Oh,
and
correct.
bowed out.
That's not what I said. Like, it's The Last of Us. I knew about the whole thing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can make an action adventure game with that kind of story and not actually do horror. And once I hit some of those horror game elements where and that's correct as well. It was not marketed as horror. It was made by the people who made Uncharted. So I figured that I'm going to be running around, running and gunning like I'm in Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? Not going to a dark, damp, dank school with a flashlight having to creep because if I make noise, these little clicking things is going to start running down on me.
I don't know. I mean, I knew what it was once they showed like the infected ants. I was like, oh, yeah, it's a horror game.
I mean, BBL Drizzy, right? So anyway, that's gonna be the theme for tonight. BBL Drizzy. Thank you, Metro, for dropping that classic beat on us that we can just literally take that and use that.
He's like, okay, you gonna make a mariachi band sing Metro Shut Your Whole Ass Up? All right, bet. I got you. Say less.
the mood of the song, the instrument, the lead. Oh my, that's
The only thing that could have made that better is if it were Jersey Club.
Someone will make a remix. Out of
Somebody's probably already made a Jersey Club.
I guarantee that.
Wade, the remix god, we are calling upon you to make a BBL Drizzy Jersey Club version. All right. Thank you very much. DJ Lil Man, you got us, right? You got us, right? DJ Tamil, somebody. Anyway, back to games. So we're going.
Someone already made one.
What?
Someone already made a club remix. Jersey Club.
Loon, that got to be our outro music or something, bro. Anyway, oh God, Loon, you out here with the freshies again? God, look at them parts, man. I can see your scalp.
See what I'm thinking.
He out here thugging. Like, that man has to go to work looking good every day. Like, I thought mine was relatively fresh, but mine is already a couple weeks old or whatever. But sheesh,
I got mine shit done. Yes, 2 days ago.
Them things look tight, like a twigger. Anyway. No, I'm done messing with you, yo. But all right. So a year ago, a game came out called Redfall. Our beloved Hustle, even against all of his basic instincts, decided that he wanted to go and play Redfall just to try it out. You know, he likes vampires. He likes, you know, playing games. It wasn't like he had to pay a whole bunch of money, but you know, even if he did pay money, like he said that he didn't pay for this game and it still wanted a refund. Anyway, that's actually a part of the story. So Redfall came out last year, and with Redfall coming out last year, it was made by a studio called Arcane Studios. Now, you know, again, based upon what could potentially be said, it's probably better that we don't have our buddy here tonight. So, you know, Arcane Austin is yes. So Arcane Austin essentially made Redfall. That game came out with review scores of 5. It got a 56 Metascore. Metascore is essentially like a 5. Is basically like a 5.5 out of 10. So it was middle of the road. It was actually, you know, universally kind of determined to be a bad game, but I don't think that I've ever seen anything score a 1 or a 2. So typically the gamer scale that we use is like a 5 isn't really a great game, or a 4, something like that, something low on the scale. It's typically not a game that we're going to pick up. Now, with that being said, the game didn't really see like a whole wealth of success. So as of today, as of right now, Microsoft has decided that they are going to shut down some of the studios that were previously owned by Bethesda, including Arcane Austin. In addition to Arcane Austin, we're also going to be losing Tango Gameworks. And that was actually the studio that made the popular game Hi-Fi Rush, as well as The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2.
And Ghostwire Tokyo. And Ghostwire Tokyo.
They did Ghostwire?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So anyway, with that being said, these studios have now shut down. And so they're no longer going to be developing any games that man, you missed everything, Goji. Like, you were supposed to be here. You missed BBL Drizzy. You missed us talking about open world games. You missed us talking about rock titties and waifus. Like, you missed a whole bunch, bro. You're gonna have to go back. Please go back and watch this from the beginning.
We 1 sub away from 70, by the way. Just saying.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Tell all your gamer friends, hey, yo, watch this real quick. Yo, look at some of the stuff they be saying on here. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So we've spoken in detail about how studio closures are happening and how people are losing their jobs. And, you know, we've also spoken in detail about the implications of these developers losing their jobs and what can happen to the market, etc. Time has talked about it at length. We've talked about it at length. Hustle, you basically made comments. And I will say now and forever that I am very sorry for anyone who loses their job. It sucks. You know what I'm saying? Now, being an adult and being in the corporate world, we know that once we lose our job, it's just time to move on and find another, whether it be in the same field or if we have to adapt and move to a different field. Now, the problem and the news behind this one is that Arcane Austin and the company that made Redfall, or, you know, the studio who's doing Redfall, were in the lines of making some DLCs. They were supposed to be adding additional characters, and they were supposed to be adding, you know, a bit more content. There are people who may have already bought season passes or prepaid for said DLC. And now with the studio being shut down, they're no longer going to be making that DLC. All production, all development of this game is done. So, in order to kind of remedy the situation, Microsoft has decided that they're going to be giving a make good type of package to those who have already purchased the DLC but won't be receiving it. I just want to start off. I mean, I know Hustle, you got a lot to say about this one. I'm sure that you have tons that you want to just offload, but I'm going to start with Rajan here and ask him what his thoughts on this entire situation and this mess was.
Nah, let me preface this. I'm joking. For some things I say, I do not want anyone to lose their jobs in these industries, even if I disagree with what they put out. I made the joke in our chat. It's like, oh man, Arcane lost some people, or Arcane got shut down. Y'all know I hate that damn studio. Arcane Lion, Arcane Austin, Arcane Canada, Arcane Japan. Don't matter. I don't like that company, but I don't want people to lose their jobs. But it sucks because it almost seemed like this was like unintentional sabotage, because we all know Redfall was not supposed to be that type of game.
Nope.
It was not supposed to be a weird co-op looter shootery nonsense, whatever the hell it turned into. And I guess this stuff they cut was going to be put in this single player DLC. Maybe, who knows? We're never gonna know what we were supposed to get with that. But it sucks some of these studios, especially the Tango Gameworks, because like that Shinji Mikami studio. We're back. Anyone know that's Mr. Clover Studio, OG Resident Evil, all that nonsense. He's an OG in the gameplay. So it sucks they shut it down, especially when delivering good games. I think the only slump in terms, because I haven't played it, but like was Ghostwire Tokyo, but mainly just because it didn't sell that well. Too. Just because it didn't sell well. But Evil Within 1 and 2, well received. Hi-Fi Rush was nominated for how many things in the Game Awards last year? Like
a bunch of things. And it won an award too.
And it's like, it sucks. It's like, okay, we finally got a banger. Everyone, universally beloved game, Hi-Fi Rush. So good, it's even on PlayStation now. Because like they're sharing it on other platforms. And it's like, actually, you know what? You're not really delivering what we thought you were going to do the past couple of years. So bye-bye. Which is bullshit. But, I mean, unfortunately, that's what happens when a lot of these companies get bought out by these giant monopolies that don't really give a shit about these small developers or these game developers, because they're just like, you ain't hit a certain number we want you to hit. So, I mean, here's a severance, and hopefully somebody else wants your shit, but we don't want it no more. And it just sucks. But like, unfortunately, like I don't blame the people at Arcane Austin for how Redfall turned out. Even though, like I said, I don't like Arcane. It's like seems like that was more like Microsoft interference than anything else, because Microsoft got Bethesda 2021. Redfall came out last year, so yeah, they had plenty of time to mess with that game, with whatever the vision of the game was. But that sucks. It overall just sucks. Like, because you don't want to see these people lose their jobs over what's ultimately not their fault. But yeah, but I feel like that's the only downside. Like, we're with all these studios getting bought out by all these bigger companies, we're going to see this happening more and more. Like every year, or maybe every other couple of months, we're going to see like more studios get shut down. Like, to be perfectly honest, I'm surprised that other studios under Bethesda's umbrella that are under Microsoft have been shut down. Like, I'm surprised Machine Games hasn't been shut down yet. We have no idea if another Wolfenstein's coming out or if they're even working on anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more games under Microsoft's umbrella get shut down in the next couple months. But that's what I got to say on that.
Hustle.
Yeah, no, it's very unfortunate that these two studios had to get shut down. I think there's two others that are getting merged into another studio. But to lose Tango Gameworks is like, you do as best as you can. You make a game that everybody loves that honestly surprised the hell out of me when I played it. Has a great soundtrack, great gameplay, great characters. Everybody loves it, whether it's on a Microsoft platform or people who are now playing it on Sony. Everybody seems to love the game, and you shut the studio down. Like, Shinji Mikami is easily one of the most talented game creators and directors that you got out there. It's like him, Kojima, and like a couple others that really kind of hold the line when it comes to in terms of like quality things that they end up creating, right? And then to just unceremoniously just be like, bye, and boot him after a travesty like Starfall comes out is like, yo, if it wasn't for Hi-Fi Rush coming out last year, right? Xbox would have had a string of just bad games for that whole year. Hi-Fi Rush is what really kind of kept the Xbox brand that year from completely looking like trash. Because Starfield was a dud. Am I right? It was a dud. Redfall was a dud. The only saving grace for Xbox was Hi-Fi Rush for the whole year of 2023. And then you boot that studio. I would have thought with the budget that you had for Starfield, right? And I'm not sure what the sales numbers are on Starfield. It would have made more sense to just boot Bethesda Game Studio over Tango Gameworks if we're gonna go by numbers and metrics and performance, right? And quality, how it's received. That would have made more sense. But no, they didn't. Arcane, that makes sense because Redfall didn't do well. Although it sucks that the studio is going to go away. I know Eric doesn't like Arcane. I don't mind Arcane. I liked Deathloop. That was like my one game that I really liked. Didn't care for Redfall. It sucks for the people who bought Redfall, especially if you bought the $100 pack that had all the DLC that was supposed to come with it and the new characters and all that, and you basically get a broken promise from a studio that you were trusting. And I think things like these are going to make people... I think something like this is kind of a bit of a warning to buying an inexpensive version of like a live service type of game, or a game that's promising to have ongoing support somewhere down the line, right? And you buy the season pass and all that stuff. When that studio can just get shut down, then what do you have? You just spent extra money on a game that you won't be able to play no more. That's no longer going to get supported, and now you're not even getting promised what you thought you were going to get.
Well, I mean,